everybody. I'm going to walk you through the process to upload and report your membership dues and rosters to Texas PTA, utilizing the MyPTEZ website and the Texas PTA website. So once you are logged in to MyPTEZ, you're going to go to Admin and Membership Management. When you're in your Membership Management, you will see a list of all your members that you've either entered using MyPTEZ or members that have purchased a membership to your PTA on joinpta.org. Those members that have purchased a membership on joinpta.org have already been reported to Texas PTA, and you do not need to do anything extra for them. The money for your PTA's portion will be deposited into your bank account in the month following the purchase of that membership. So for example, if they join in August, your PTA will receive your local portion in September. Right now, I'm going to show you how to enter a member. So this is how you enter a member manually. Let's say it's a month that you don't have a lot of members coming in and you don't need to do a full spreadsheet and you just have one that you want to add in. This is a quick way to just do one, but I highly advise against doing this for more than 5 members, okay? It does take some time. So I have picked John Travis. We are going to say he is a student and we are going to add him to the membership roster. Right here, it's going to ask some more questions. You can put in the address. Notice that the address is not required. You don't have to add that in. We do need to put an email address for him. And since this is a fake person, we are going to make up an email, okay? Email is a required field. We cannot send a digital membership card if we do not have an email. So you want to make sure that you are letting your members know why you need that membership, or excuse me, letting your members know why you need their email address. So we're going to say that he joined on August 20th of 2023, and we are going to add him manually. And there he is right there. Now, that's the way to do it. If you want to do one at a time, again, it does take a little more effort than the spreadsheet, which I'm about to show you. So we're going to go to Tools and Import Members. Okay, so this is going to be where we're going to grab our spreadsheet and we're going to download that file. Okay, so this is what the spreadsheet looks like. You are going to come over here and you're going to put 2023 for the member year. The member year will always be the start of whatever that membership year is. So for example, we are currently in the 2023-2024 membership year. So every single month, I'm going to use 2023. When January and February come up, I'm still going to use 2023. I will not use 2024 until next school year, next membership year, okay? The member year is a required field. The member type, although it's not required, we highly suggest that you do keep track of it because this is how you're going to collect the data in order to submit for special category awards like grandparents, community, staff for that Golden Apple, Mars Award for all the men that you're going to recruit to your PTA. So we're going to say that this one is a grandparent. Oops. Sorry about that. First name, no middle name, and then the last name. And we're going to say that Susie is a female. And we are going to put in a fake email address for Susie because, again, this is just a demonstration. but the email address is a required field. You do need to make sure that you have an email address for every member. If you do not have an email address for them, what we suggest is creating a blanket PTA email that all of the membership cards can go to. And then if you choose to, you can print those membership cards off for those members and get it to them. And let them know that the reason it didn't come to them via email is that you didn't have their email address on file. You can put the address, the home, the cell phone number. Those are not required by Texas PTA. We don't need that. We do not contact your members. The only email they will ever get from us is their digital membership card. That is it. Right here, we want to know if this person, if Susie Travis is a life member or not. We are going to go ahead and say that she is not. If Susie was a life member, she would be exempt from paying the Texas PTA portion dues. And then we are going to say that she joined on the 21st. Now, the pay date is very relevant to you guys. It is not relevant to Texas PTA, but we're going to talk about the pay date in just a little bit. But you want to make sure that you put a pay date in there. Okay, so now I'm going to do one more. And we are going to say he is not a member, a life member, and he joined on the same day. Okay. So once you have your roster complete, you want to make sure that everybody has 2023 for their member year. The type, again, that is not required by Texas PTA, but it will make your life a lot easier when you're trying to get those special category awards taken care of. Then you definitely want the first name and the last name, because keep in mind, they're going to receive a digital membership card. The names that you choose to put on here is going to be on their card. So we want to make sure that we are getting the right name. If you're not sure how to spell it, don't be afraid to reach out by email or by phone. Your front office might even be able to help you at the school kind of, decipher their handwriting. But keep in mind, we will be putting whatever name you type in onto their membership card. Okay, so the next step, once you're done and you have all the ones that you want to enter on the spreadsheet, you're going to save it as August. Well, I'm going to save it as August upload. Okay, that's me. You can save it, however you choose to save it. Name-wise, if you are only going to submit one time a month, you can call it August upload, September upload, and so on and so forth. Okay. If you're going to do it weekly, again, I would save it whatever correlates with what's on that spreadsheet. Now, this is very important. You are going to save it as CSV, delimited. We do not want to save it as any other file except for CSV, delimited. My Macintosh users, you're going to go down just a smidge to CSV Macintosh, okay? But I'm not a Mac user, so I'm going to select the CSV, delimited. If you choose any other one, it will not work, okay? So it has been saved. I'm going to go ahead and close it out. I'm going to go back to my PTEZ and I'm going to choose that file that I just saved. Okay. I'm going to click on it and I'm going to hit open and it's going to populate into this little field and I'm going to hit begin import. Now, remember, I only had 2 names on that list and both of my members were added. If for some reason my PTEZ does not accept names on your list, it will tell you why. Typically it will have how many members that were added. If any were updated, if they were updated, that means that they're already listed as a member and you need to kind of hit pause and figure out why they're being updated. And it will tell you what row they were. And it will tell you if they skipped members and which row that person was. One of the most common errors that we are getting right now is when if it skips a member and it says multiple rows in database, what you have to do is go to your individuals tab, and you will need to merge those members. I'm not going to show you how to do that because this is not a real account, but when you go to My PTEZ, under support and under individuals, they have a great video that shows you how to merge members. So if you get a multiple rows in database error, when you do this screen, that's what you need to do, is go to the support page of My PTEZ and watch that video. Okay, my upload was successful. Yay! So next step, you're going to go to admin again. That's the individuals tab I was telling you about earlier. And you're going to click membership management. And I remember I did one I did one manually, John Travis, and then I did David and Susie on the spreadsheet. So I have 3 members. Okay. So before I show you the next step, I'm going to show you the best thing ever. Actually, this whole video is the best thing ever. All of this is so much easier than mailing in a roster and a check because you're not having to wait to find out if we got it. But before I get into the next step, I want you to take a look at your print directory. So your print directory is going to be your best friend for all your membership meetings, for checking in order to apply for those special category awards. So when you're in your membership management, when you do print directory, this thing is so cool because you can unclick and say, you know what? I just want to see my PTEZ members. I only want to see the members that I submitted to My PTEZ and Texas PTA. Or you can say, you know what? I don't know who joined on Join PTA. Let me take a look at that. And you can click API. That means that they joined on Join PTA, and unclick My PTEZ. Okay. And then you can take it a step further if you want. Let's say you want to see everybody on your list that's a grandparent, okay? And I know I added one, so I'm going to hit print, and it should pull up one grandparent on my list. There she is right there. And so that's a good way to kind of look at those categories, the member types, the gender one too, so you can see how far away you are for the Mars Award. So you know, if this was a real PTA, I would need to recruit 49 more grandparents to get to 50. All right. So that's a very nifty tool that will help you with your data. It's also the best thing ever when you have a membership meeting and you need to verify who your members are. You're going to want to print that for your secretary. And anytime you do a submission, you want to make sure your treasurer's in the loop too. But you want to make sure that you are printing this for your membership meetings to verify membership, okay? And it's already in alphabetical order, so it's great. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and close that. Now, I need to submit David, John, and Susie to Texas PTA. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hit Print Dues Summary, okay? Now, first, before we get into this part, I do want to mention this is only going to pull the ones that you have entered. It will never, ever, ever pull anyone that submitted a membership on joinpta.org. If for some reason you edit a membership that came through on joinpta.org, you might accidentally pay for someone again. So in a different video, we will have instructions on how to edit someone who joined on Join PTA without duplicating that payment. It is very important that you don't mess with the Join PTA ones unless you absolutely have to, because you do run the risk of re-reporting and then paying again, okay? So we want to avoid doing that. So I am ready to report my 3 members to Texas PTA. I know that they paid middle of August, okay? But I'm going to do 8/1 to 8/20, 8/30, because today is the 30th. I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to hit export CSV file. Okay. One thing I want to tell you is here's what's important with the pay date. Texas PTA the pay date's not relevant to us. It is relevant to you guys. And here's why. When you're running this report, you do not want your pay dates to overlap. And when I say that, I'm saying you want to make sure that you are done reporting everybody that you need to report for this period, this run period of 8/1 to 8/30 or whatever dates you choose, and then submit it. Now, let's say I come across 5 memberships that I, accidentally put in the wrong binder, and I need to report those 5 people. And oh my gosh, their pay date was August 10th, but I already reported to Texas PTA. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to add them. I'm going to put them in on another run because I don't want to risk the possibility of re-reporting the ones from my first run. Okay, so that's why I say that the pay date really isn't relevant to us, and it truly really isn't relevant to you guys, except for when you're running your report. So you want to be very careful when you're putting in the pay date and you're putting in this part on the print due summary report, okay? So we're going to hit export CSV, and I'm going to open it and show it to you. So yours will have a unit ID. This is a fake account, so that's why I'm not, I don't have a unit ID in there, okay? So when you are doing your reporting, this is what's going to come up. You don't want to skip the step of putting it into My PTEZ because there's some really, really great things about My PTEZ. In your individuals tab, when you click on that, it will take you to the history of your PTA for as long as Texas PTA has been working with My PTEZ and your PTA has been on Join PTA. So I cannot remember the year that we got My PTEZ, but it will have the history of your membership in there. So it's a great tool. It's an easy way to keep track of all your members in one place instead of having multiple lists in other areas. So you don't want to ever skip the My PTEZ step because the person that comes after you might want that history of the PTA. We encourage you guys to reach out to previous members and ask them to renew their membership because sometimes they forget that they didn't join again, or sometimes they don't realize it's an annual thing. Okay, so once we've completed our steps in My PTEZ, we are not done. We need to finish by going to the Texas PTA website and finishing up and uploading the roster to the site. So we're going to click on this hamburger menu and click Digital Rosters, Dues, and Member Cards. You're going to scroll down, and then you're going to click here to start the process. When you're on this screen, you have to be a registered leader in order to move forward. So if you're not a registered leader, you want to go ahead and go back to the Texas PTA website, and you want to click the hamburger menu and register your board position. So it's okay to take a minute, get that done, and make sure you're a registered leader because it will not let you submit if you're not one that's on the records, okay? Which is a good thing. We don't want just anybody submitting membership and drafting the PTA's bank account into Texas PTA. So we don't want to do that. So you're going to put your information in, and it's going to, it should locate you. If not, you're going to have to register and go from there. So, yep, this is me. I'm going to click that. Now, this is very important. So I understand the digital membership cards cannot be resent by Texas PTA, and I will receive membership cards for members with no email provided. That actually is not the case anymore. Now that I'm reading that, I'm realizing that's not true. What is true is that first sentence. We do not resend the membership cards. So for some reason, that member does not get their membership card. You can give them a paper one, okay? We cannot resend it. As much as I wish we could, we don't have the ability to go back and do that. So I'm going to click yes. Hopefully by the time you are watching this video, that second part of that is off of that screen. Step 2, this one is super, super important, guys. We want to make sure that you are talking to your treasurer. It is vital that they are aware that this is happening for 2 reasons. One, we want to make sure that the funds are in, well, 3 reasons. We want to make sure that the funds are in the account, okay? The second reason is you just need to let them know that it's happening and make sure that, if they want the funds request form done in paper or digitally. So have that conversation, because even though this is an ACH and it's still electronic, your treasurer still needs a record of that, because when they reconcile their books with the financial reconciliation committee at the end of the year, it's going to be super important that there's a paper trail, whether it's physical paper or digital, that lets that committee know why there was money coming out of the PTA bank account to pay Texas PTA. And the third reason is we want to make sure that the treasurer actually sees it come out of the bank account. We typically draft within I want to say 3 to 5 business days. So it's not immediate. They will not see it happen immediately. So, but we do want them to be aware. It is Texas Congress that will be drafting. So it's not going to say Texas PTA. Okay. So we're going to click this because we want to make sure that, you know, I've notified the treasurer. She's aware that I'm paying for my 3 members. So every time you do this, have that conversation before you submit. All right. So I'm going to hit upload file, and I'm going to click membership dues 8/30 of 2023, because this is what came out from my PTEZ. And there it is right there. It automatically will populate how many members that are regular members, how many life members, and then it's going to give you a total. So you need to be mindful of how many members and life members were on your original list, so it matches. If it doesn't match, you need to go back to this file and go, okay, what happened, who's missing, and kind of, you know, troubleshoot from there. Membership cards do get sent to the member within 2 to 3 business days. So we're going to hit checkout. It's going to pop up. Are you sure you want to check out? This will result in a bank draft from your PTA's checking account. Yes, I am sure. Now, I will say, if for some reason you make a mistake and you double report, please, you need to contact the office immediately, whether it's by phone or by email. You need to tell us so we can stop it from drafting your PTA bank account. Okay. But I'm going to hit yes. And then it's going to say, congratulations on uploading members to support your PTA. So as long as I see that beautiful word, congratulations, we are good to go. Okay. Now I'm going to show you what else you'll get to confirm that you have in fact uploaded those members. Okay, so once you see that congratulations, the next thing you want to do, just for peace of mind, is you want to go to your email account, the one associated with your officer information. So remember, when I was putting my name in, I was locating myself, whatever email address that I'm associated with on my registration is the one that's going to get this email. Please encourage your president, your treasurer to be registered leaders as well, because your treasurer will get a copy of this as well. So that way you just follow up, ask them how they want that funds request form, and make sure that they got this. Because if they didn't get this, you either want to forward it to them or you want to print it for them so they have it in their books, so that when the reconciliation committee goes and tries to, you know, say, okay, when did this 1350 come out and for what, you have a record of it. So you're going to get an email that has all of this in there. It's going to list everybody. So if you upload 3, there's going to be 3 names. If you upload 300, there's going to be 300 names. Okay. So this is a great thing to kind of save either in like a folder on your desktop. So that way, if you ever need to go back and reference it, you have it to double check. Because if you're like, oh my gosh, did I report Susie Travis? I don't remember. And it's a great way for you to go back and look. Okay. Couple things I want to share with you before I close out this video is there's a couple errors that do occur when you're doing the submission. Okay. So if you get an email on the Texas PTA side when you're doing the upload process, okay. So when you go to the digital rosters, dues, and member card, and when you're you click here and you go through that process, if you ever get an error that says field error _C, that means something is wrong with one of your email addresses. That means that there's an email address missing, which remember, we have to have an email address in order to submit your members, or in order to send your members a digital card. I apologize for that. In order to send them a card, we have to have that email address. Okay. That is super important. So if for some reason you're getting that field error _C, you need to double check the email addresses. Something is wrong. It could be the @ sign is missing. Maybe in .com you left off the M. We are human. We are going to make errors, and that's okay. So if you get that error code, you want to double check it. In my PTEZ, the great thing about my PTEZ is when you are uploading a member into there, and if something is not right, and it skips that person, it's going to tell you which person to go look at and which person you are going to have to correct and resubmit. So that is all for the video. I hope that this is an easy process for you guys. Once you do it a couple times, you will get it down and you will be a pro at this. It is a great tool that we have presented to you guys a couple years ago to make it just more efficient, because you're not having to wait to make sure that we got it by mail. And then it's more accurate. And then you're not having to track down members to give them a paper card. It's all digital. And then if they really want it in paper, they can print it, and it's super easy for you guys. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to myself, Vice President of Membership. My email is on the website, so you can shoot me an email through the website. Thank you so much for watching.